Very nice yellow hens. He's liking the yellow hens.
Some of the smoothest ones are the ones which do not have particularly good hood settings.
जो बहुत ज़्यादा smooth हैं, उनकी hood setting में मसले हैं.
Trying to find one with a bit of an example. So this hen, for example, on the side she looks incredibly smooth, but then when you look at her from the top, she really lacks hood setting. We need to have a hood. So this
Hood setting hood बड़ा होना चाहिए.
So this bit here is the bit we actually know as the hood, and this needs to be as big and come as far forward as possible. And it's often this which actually causes problems from the side profile. It's this which sometimes kicks it out and makes it slightly not as smooth. So some of these birds which do not have the hood setting, they have a slight advantage that they look super smooth. And from you sat down there, you might think, wow, this bird looks amazing. But it's not until you actually come up here and look at it and you realise there's certain bits missing. And obviously there's good points for hood. So
इनका ये है कि कुछ परिंदे बहुत ज़्यादा स्मूथ हैं, लेकिन वहीं भी उनकी हुड सेटिंग में मसले हैं या हुड छोटे हैं. तो वहाँ पे जब पॉइंट्स की बात आती है तो कोई परिंदा आपको रफ लग रहा होता है दूर से, बाकी ये होता है कि उसके हुड वगैरह के उसको पॉइंट्स मिल रहे होते हैं.
As long as neck, so it's as tall as possible. But with it doing that, obviously it causes problems because that's what gives us gaps in the mane. If we just settle for a shorter neck bird, it makes the structure look much smaller, rounder, smoother, thicker, but that's not actually what we want. And the same with the hood setting. The hood setting is necessary and it's an important part, but it also makes the side profile more difficult to achieve smoothness with.
अच्छा, इसमें यह है कि जो हमेशा टॉल बर्ड होता है वो फैसिनेट करता है, लेकिन टॉल बर्ड के साथ जो ज़्यादा टॉल करते जाते हैं, नेक लंबी करते जाते हैं, उसकी हुड सेटिंग में बाजू का जो होता है कि डिफरेंट मसले, स्पेशली रोज की पोजीशन और स्पेशली मेन के गैप्स आना शुरू हो जाते हैं. लेकिन अगेन ये बर्ड्स वो होते हैं जिनकी हुड सेटिंग ज़्यादा अच्छी होती है, हुड बड़ा होता है, लेकिन जब हुड बड़ा होता है सारी चीज़ें तो कहीं ना कहीं वो एक बार्गेन चल रही होती है. छोटा बर्ड हमेशा बाकी सारी चीज़ों में आपको स्ट्रॉन्ग मिलेगा, मेन्स वगैरह ये सारी चीज़ें उनकी अच्छी होंगी.
The more we learn about Jacobins, the more we understand the difficulties and the faults within them. And sometimes the more dissatisfied we get with our birds. When you know nothing, you can look at them and just think, wow, they look all amazing. And then the more you learn, the more you know, the more you become disappointed, the more frustrated.
जितना आप Jacobins के बारे में सीखते हैं, उतना disappointment बढ़ती होती है. क्योंकि sometimes वो ignorance is blessing वाली बात है कि आपको नहीं पता होता तो आप खुश होते हैं, लेकिन due to faults का पता चलता है तो आपकी थोड़ी disappointment भी बढ़ती है.
Congratulations guys, awesome class of yellow hens. Really enjoyed judging them, it made it quite difficult for me. So we have fourth down this end. A really nice bird with very good feather quality. I wanted this one to be mentioned as fourth just because this has great feather. But it hasn't got the station and the body to match it. But this has got beautiful smooth feather. It's got an okay hood setting, you can see coming forward. The hood setting is okay. Third is this bird, which is a very impressive breeding, but a very impressive hen. And I think it is actually a hen. It's a monster, but it's a very delicate little hen in its head. And it's a really big, powerful breeding bird. It's just not quite smooth enough for finish, but you just need to get the best smoother cock for that one to pair for that, and that'll breed some fantastic babies. And then these two. So this is second, and then this is first. So, second looks amazing on your side. Really like it on your side. When I turn it on this way, you can see that it has a couple of quills still, it's not quite finished. But it has a very extreme chain extension. The mane is just okay. It could do with being a little bit more thickness, but it's just okay. Now we are left with 6 very high quality.
6 very high quality yellow males.
We'll decide between third and fourth then, because that confuses you still. This one is going to be fourth. So, we're going to start this then. So, sixth, we have a beautifully constructed Jacobin with nice roll to the feather, beautiful chain construction. We have some slight issues with the mane here, good carriage on it. Nothing wrong with this Jacobin at all. They just get better. So here we have a Jacobin that is a tiny bit thin in the mane, beautiful chain construction. Chain comes to very close at the front at the bottom. Possibly slightly better on this side, on the side that you can see now, audience, than this side. And then fourth is going to be the slightly smaller pigeon. It has correct feathering every way. The mane is perfectly thick. Nice thickness all the way around, no gaps in the side. Hood setting I think is only just okay, but it's not as extreme as some of the others, because obviously the more the feather gets longer, the more the gaps tend to build, so it's fourth but it's a bit smaller. Third is the biggest Jacobin of the lot. It's quite smooth for such a big pigeon really. It has decent mane, it has decent roses, it has decent legs, it's really well constructed, it's a good Jacobin. But it's not quite as smooth. But then it's not quite as smooth because it's so much bigger feather. So unfortunately what makes it so good, the fact it has long feather, is also what makes it not as good as the one next to it, but better because I have to give credit for the size. And then we have second and first. So this one is going to be second. It has perfect roses on this side and on this side. It is a little smaller than ideally I would have liked. I think you need to remember power with your yellow cocks. Good mane, good chain. The only thing, I'm being very picky now, there's not a lot wrong with it, is this tiny gap that seems to appear in its mane. And then this one is first. I expected you to clap. So, beautiful colour on this, very smooth from either side. Hood setting not as good as I would like, however it is a constant show bird. Nice pants, no points for pants, but they do add elegance. Nice and thick structure, good rows, very consistent on both sides. It's not a one-sided pigeon, it's equal on both sides. It's first today, big class, very well done, congratulations.